Let me take our viewers through some other newsmakers just as we count down to opening bell, and then I'll come back to you. But we've got Blue Dart Express announcing a price hike of about 9 to 12%. So we'll be monitoring the impact there on margins, on demand. IRFC, they've signed large loan agreements worth about 16,000 crores for power and infra projects. So we'll be tracking their loan book and the impact there as well. So keep an eye on that one. Thomas Cook is in focus. There are some ongoing developments in the tourism and foreign exchange business. So some action there on Thomas Cook also expected, or just at least keep an eye. It was up 3% as well, right in pre-open. L&T obtained a $700 million SLTF from Standard Chartered. So again, from some of the heavyweights, keep an eye on L&T this morning as well. Moody's has revised Tata Motors' outlook to negative from positive after a cyber attack on its UK subsidiary, which resulted in a production shutdown. So keep an eye on Tata Motors this morning as well. Okay, let's take a look at the opening bell and how we've kicked off trade for the day. A marginal uptick, as was indicated in the pre-open. So you have just about a 0.3% uptick on the Nifty. Nifty Bank also steady this morning right now. At least ticks of green coming in across. IT also steady, up close to about 0.5%. Let's pull up auto because that one has continuously seen action as we count down, of course, to Diwali. And continuing to trend higher. They're watching out for the first as well, and the kind of sales numbers that come in. Financial services index is also trending higher, and we'll continue to pull up some of those gainers and losers for you. But it looks like there's plenty of green on the screen this morning. On the downside, Realty just about flat at this point of time. And there you have it. Titan, again, festive action playing out. Titan, Hero, BEL, of course, on the news with orders worth over 1,000 crores. Fresh orders now coming in. That counter has continuously been in the news. JSW, Asian Paints, some of the other movers this morning for you on the screen. While FMCG continues to be slow and steady. And Tata Motors today down about 0.5% on the back of that negative rating from Moody's with their UK subsidiary JLR facing a bit of a shutdown there. So that one has been a little fluctuating. Lots of different news pieces coming in on Tata Motors, but that's the news this morning for you on that particular counter. I'm trying to get a sense of the advanced decline. Shell, what's standing out to you in today's trade? We are seeing a little bit of pressure or profit booking perhaps on the like of it internal or some of the other Nifty majors, but overall we are seeing somewhat steady breath in the market.
Absolutely, Abha. I think it's a very strong 3:1 advanced decline ratio, which means 1,500 shares are in the green and 500 are in the red. So it's a positive start on Dalal Street on the last day of September, the last day of the H1. And from tomorrow onwards, you will see a lot of auto numbers coming in. So they'll add to the enthusiasm. Metal and IT stocks are the top gainers as far as the indices are concerned. And out of 19, 17 are in the green. In terms of all-time highs, absolutely no surprise. Gold financing company, Muthoot Finance, 1% higher, 3,090. And the best PSU bank so far, Indian Bank, doing pretty well, 1% higher at a fresh record high of 730. Overall, a positive start on the last day of Bank Nifty's expiry. And of course, the Tuesday expiry weekly for the Nifty. Abha.
All right. Dharmesh, talking about banks and financials, what are you focusing on within that segment? Because we've got PSU banks that have been trending. We've got, of course, the financiers. But what are you looking at overall when it comes to some of those banking names? We've also got, of course, the RBI meet tomorrow, and we're expecting comments and with regards to the outlook going forward. So banks will continue to be in focus.
Yeah, I mean, RBI meet is likely to be more of a dovish commentary coming tomorrow. But I think if it surprises the market with one more rate cut going into the way, global things are panning out, it would be a big booster for the market. So we are expecting a surprise tomorrow. I mean, 25 basis point maybe in the offing because interest rates are very benign, and this suits well for the entire, economic enthusiasm which we are trying to push into the environment. As far as the entire space is concerned, everything is looking attractive, but particularly we have focused more on, public sector banking space. The stocks have been doing quite well for last few days. Yesterday, we also released an initiating coverage on Bank of India, which valuation wise looks pretty attractive. And for last 4 or 5 quarters, they have been consistent in delivering a growth of 12-13% on the advances while the asset quality being intact. So PSU Bank is one basket, Bank of India, Bank of Baroda, one can look at accumulating at all declines and riding the high for next couple of quarters, along with NBFC space where housing finance companies looks very attractive to us. So maybe a PNB Housing Finance, LIC Housing Finance, Aadhar Housing Finance as a basket one can look into, because with lower interest rate and disposable income going up, affordable housing is one sector, one space where traction is likely to pan out. And it's better to play with housing finance companies rather than picking a stock, a realty stock, and playing it out. So these are the spaces which are definitely in for a good going in next 2 quarters.
All right, what's happening on metals, Dharmesh? Because we have been seeing a steady uptick across most of those counters. Is there a trend brewing there? What's driving some of the action coming in on some of those metal stocks, and where would you look in that pocket?
Yeah, if you look at metal stocks, I mean, the metal prices has to be distinguished between international prices and domestic prices. So globally, metal prices have not moved up except copper. So copper is the only metal which has gained around 15-16% year till date. Apart from that, aluminum, zinc, tin, steel, all have seen a price correction. So that's not happening out there. India has been trying to stop any dumping into the domestic side, and that's the reason why steel prices have seen some part of attraction. So if domestic focused metal companies like, I mean, Hindalco is not particularly domestic focused, but the domestic business is quite significant. So Hindalco, JSW Steel, these are the companies which still one can look into. You have to be a brave heart because it's a very volatile kind of a sector. But we do think metal has an upside for the next 6 months in the offing, because in fact activities is going to pick up, and then there's always a tendency for a run up before the budget, which will come in the January 26.
All right, so continuing to trend positive on some of those metal counters. Shell, anything else standing out to you? Just after opening this morning, we've got shipbuilders continuing to be in focus. Mascot Dock, in fact, let's pull that up because the dividend coming in there, 2.7 per share. I mentioned Thomas Cook. They've also been, of course, working with the Ministry of Tourism and lots of other developments on their foreign exchange business. We've got a whole host of other stocks in news, but from the large broader markets, Shell, anything else that's standing out to you?
Absolutely, Abha. Gold and silver. I have 17 gold and silver ETFs at fresh record highs. Gold has crossed 1,16,000 rupees per tola, and ladies and gentlemen, silver per kilo is 1,43,776. I have this feeling, Abha, unless these two metals correct, you won't see the money coming back into equities. So all trading instinct, all risk on trade is moving towards gold and silver. And a fantastic rally. Year-to-date gains on silver is 58%. That on gold is about 50%. No stopping that. And of course, as Dharmesh ji mentioned, Hindustan Copper, Hindustan Zinc, from the metal space doing pretty well. As far as top gainers are concerned, well, you have Sonata Software doing well, 5% higher. It's a bit of a scattered market as of now, but Nifty 84 points higher, Bank Nifty higher by about 272 points. Banks, and banks all the way.
All right.